I remember the silence. Not the kind that comforts, but the kind that hollows you out from the inside. 3 coffins. 3 lives I loved more than my own. My husband, my 2 children. And the phone call that should have broken my parents' hearts. Instead, my father's voice came back flat. Today is your brother's birthday. We can't come. That sentence carved itself into me. Not the car accident, not the smell of burning rubber, not the endless hours of identifying their bodies. No. What destroyed me was my parents choosing cake and candles over dirt and death. That was the moment I stopped being a daughter. I grew up believing family was everything. I was the quiet one, the obedient one. My brother, the golden child. Every achievement of his was paraded, while mine was background noise. I married young, built a home, raised 2 children. They barely visited. But I didn't care. My little family was enough. Then fate took them from me. And in my grief, I made the mistake of reaching out. I believed, just for a second, that blood meant something. But my father's calm dismissal burned that illusion away. That was the betrayal. Not fate, not death, them. For weeks, I replayed that phone call, their laughter, their music, their celebration, all while I lowered my husband and children into the ground. I didn't cry when the house grew silent. I didn't cry when I packed away toys that would never be touched again. I didn't cry when I opened the wardrobe and pressed my face to his shirts. Grief didn't kill me. Their betrayal did. And so I decided I would kill what they valued most. Not with a gun, not with blood, with silence, with absence, with a single headline that would make them choke. The planning began small. I closed the curtains and disappeared from their world. I didn't answer calls, didn't attend gatherings. I became a ghost in plain sight. But behind closed doors, I was working. My husband had left me everything: insurance, savings, investments, enough to disappear, to build a new life where their names meant nothing. I sold the house quietly, liquidated assets slowly, each transaction clean, invisible. I crafted new documents, a new identity waiting like a second skin. And then I wrote the letter. It wasn't long, just a page. My handwriting steady, my words final. I told them I couldn't live with the grief. That their absence at the funeral confirmed what I always feared. That I never mattered. That my life had ended with my family's. At the bottom, I wrote one sentence. By the time you read this, I'll be gone. 6 months later, they woke up to a headline. Widow of local tragedy found dead in apparent suicide. My name, my photograph, my story. The police found the letter on my empty desk. They found an empty bottle of pills. They found ashes in the fireplace. Burned clothes, burned journals, burned everything that tied me to the woman they used to know. But they didn't find a body, because there wasn't one. I was already gone. I imagined my father reading it at the breakfast table, the words sticking like shards in his throat. I imagined my mother's scream, sharp enough to shatter glass. I imagined my brother, the golden boy, realizing that the birthday they celebrated while I buried my family had cost them their daughter, their sister, their blood. Regret is a slow poison. I wanted them to drink it daily, and I knew they would, because guilt doesn't fade. Meanwhile, I was reborn. I left the country under a new name, cash-heavy, untraceable. I rented a small place by the sea, not a paradise, but a sanctuary. No one here knows who I am. They see a quiet woman with tired eyes who takes long walks and doesn't look back. At night, I light a single candle for the 3 graves no one visited but me. I whisper to them that I avenged them, not with violence, but with truth. That their deaths showed me who my family really was. and that my disappearance punished them more than my presence ever could. I wonder sometimes if they visit my grave, if they stand there staring at a stone carved with my name, begging forgiveness from a daughter who isn't beneath the dirt. I wonder if they tell themselves they would have done it differently, that they would have come if they'd known. But that's the beauty of it. They had their chance. They chose cake. They chose candles. They chose him. Now every celebration is tainted. Every birthday of my brothers is also the anniversary of the day they abandoned me. Every laugh is hollow. Every candle's glow casts shadows of guilt. I am not dead, but to them, I am gone, a ghost they created.